These girls got worn out outside. They wanted to come inside and go back to their bedroom and relax in the cool air from the air conditioning. Yep, they're really enjoying it. New baby duckies. These potatoes, little white potatoes I got in here, got to be planted outside. Look how tall they're getting. I gotta get them transplanted. So I'm over here next to where I have the Airstream. And I think because potatoes are going to do fine in shade, I'm thinking right back in this area, I'm going to clear some of that out. I know there's poison ivy in here, so I need to be careful. But I'm gonna clear some of this out, and I'm gonna make me a potato patch with these potatoes that I had in the house. They got the tops have grown really long. The problem with doing something like this is I'm not always the one that mows the yard, and if somebody else comes back behind me, they're not gonna recognize a potato patch as a potato patch. They'll just see it as something that needs mowed down, which I'll need to kind of identify it. So I'm going to need to put some, get some little flat boards that I can just nail into the ground. Well, not nail, but stick into the ground. And on each board say potato patch, yellow potato, or whatever these are. These were little white potatoes. They were full-grown little white potatoes, so this is going to be a full-grown little white potato patch. And over time it will grow and spread. So I'm going to get busy. I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to get me a potato patch started right over here. And it's not like in the main yard, so it's just up on the edge under some trees here. And potatoes do wonderful and perfectly fine in the shade. They don't have to have direct sunshine all the time, but they will get plenty of sunshine just like all the rest of these plants do. And you know, if all these plants out here grow good in this area, then why don't potatoes? So that's what I'm going to work on. And I did see a bunch of wild little strawberries out here as well, so I'm going to be checking those out. So as soon as I start doing anything over here, those chickens are going to come over here and, you know, they'll help out. But they always get excited when I come out here and dig in the dirt, because chickens love to dig in the dirt. They love to get worms and stuff like that. But anyway, I got me a rake and a fork, so I'm going to rake a bunch of stuff out of there, and then I'm going to take that fork and just loosen. And I'm looking down here on the ground down here, and there's definitely a lot of wild strawberries. So I'll do a video on all the wild strawberries later. This right here is a wonderful tool. It's a metal rake. When I say metal rake, I mean this part down here, and then the handle is a metal pipe, nice long metal pipe. Yeah, about as tall, maybe a little taller than I am, but that way I get a long reach with it, so I can reach way out there. And I like to use this to do most of my raking whenever I get down in there. I get down in there and get busy and, you know, just do some good raking with it. Look at those chickens. Look at those chickies. of this stuff that I rake up, I'm going to end up putting in a compost pile. And of course I will be getting my gloves and pulling all these weeds up by their roots. But I just want to go ahead and get some of the junk out of it. Some of the plants actually come up when I do that. Others just break off. But I just kind of, you know, get busy doing little odds and ends. You can see how I've already got me a nice little pile of stuff here. And as I clean through all this, I'm going to end up with a bunch to put in my compost pile. And that's part of it. You know, it's just composting and, you know, gardening and composting go hand in hand, I guess you could say. So, I think I hear somebody coming up the drive. All right. Well, I'm going to get busy, and I'm gonna just kind of work on this for a little bit. I'm going to continue filming, and probably I'm going to edit it to speed up. I gotta go get me some gloves. So you can see how I'm already getting a pile of stuff from a compost pile. One thing I always need to do is protect myself from poison ivy. You know, it's not always easy to see. Poison ivy sometimes blends in. Oh, let me show you. That's poison ivy. So I definitely got poison ivy all out in here. And that's poison ivy. You see the big 3 leaves. So I got to protect myself from that because I do break out really bad from poison ivy. And over there's some more. So I got to get my gloves on. Got to protect myself. There's some over right in there. But yeah, I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna get this all cleared up. Of the weeds and stuff. I'm gonna have to find me some sticks too to be able to mark this off. Probably put a little string across it as an identifier so that whenever one of us comes through with the lawnmower, then we'll know that this is a potato patch. Alright, let me go find my gloves. So I'm back to work on this. I got my gloves, they're in the Airstream right here behind me. You hear me bumping up against the Airstream. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pulling weeds with my gloves, my hands. Put my gloves on. I can't operate the camera and my gloves at the same time. So I'm just gonna go and get busy doing my stuff out here, and I'm gonna record it, and then whenever I edit it, I'll just speed it up. You can see the progress at a quicker pace. Slightly different, with slightly quicker pace. But anyway, I just gotta get things done. Some of these things probably need to dig up about the roots. Ah, look at that. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. There are some things out here that won't come up this way, and I'll have to actually dig them out. Yeah, some of this stuff just ain't gonna come up very well, but I'll get it. Got to wear those gloves. Protect your hands at all times. But I've got, it's hard to tell that I'm clearing it out, but I'm getting the taller things that have the tougher roots first. I'm doing that first. I almost fell over. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to work on my garden, and I'll come back after I get it cleared out. So I've got a good start. All I've done is just take my hands with my gloves and just go down there and grab, right? I just grab it and pull up what I can. What I can't, I'll leave, and I'll take the fork and loosen the dirt. And after I've loosened the dirt, I'll be able to get roots out, things like that. And I think I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to go back, but then I'm going to go on that way. I think I'm going to go probably even with where I've got my little potatoes and my fork right there. So I think that'll be a good start on a good potato patch. Definitely for these little guys for now. And I'm building myself another pile of stuff here from my compost. So let me get busy. Let me get at it. Well, I thought the guinea birds were going to come and help me out. Let me get back at it. Me, baby. Okay. Come on, guinea baby. Come on, guinea baby. I can help. I've got poison ivy stuff all over my gloves, so I got to be very careful with that. But I'm going to keep working on all this. I'm going to bring it back this way. Oh, back this way as well. And I'll come back to it here in a little bit. Hear a dog off in the distance. I had to go eat. Ended up eating spaghetti. It was really, really good. Good stuff. So now I'm back to sewing. Back at the Airstream. And this is the area I was working on. And as you can see, I got me a nice pile here from a compost. Some of that stuff is like vines that might grow, but I'll compost what I can. But I've been slowly working on getting this done. And it's not going to be a huge garden. I mean, it's just for some potatoes for now. But yeah, put this back in my little tripod here, and that's water hose, in case you're wondering what that is. And my rake is right there. My gloves are right there. So yeah, put this back in my little tripod here. See if I can do that while I'm talking to you. Yeah, I've got various different spots. I'm going to do different types of potatoes. These potatoes here are the, I forget exactly what type of potato they are. But you can see how the tops have grown up. I had these in the house. And those are little white potatoes. So we're going to grow a bunch of little white potatoes, and you can see how they've been rooting in this. And I need to kind of divide them out and put them in the dirt. So that's my goal for today. My goal for today is to get that done. So I'm going to get busy on that dirt. Alright, I got a good start on this. Come over here and show you from a distance so you can kind of get an idea of how big it is. All right. Anyway, I got a good start on this. Got me a nice pile of stuff there. And I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that fork and I'm just going to turn the dirt. Some areas have some roots from those trees. Other areas seem to be easy to turn, or at least to get the fork in and loosen it up. Really all I need to do is just loosen it up, because once I get those potatoes in there, they're just going to grow wherever they want to grow. I'm gonna get busy. So I've been loosening this up. I figured instead of plowing it or whatever, I'm just gonna loosen it up and take those potatoes and just kind of stick them in the ground. But I gotta the roots are kind of all stuck together, so I'm gonna bring them over here and I'm gonna get them out of this real quick. Y'all can hang out here with me while I do this. Hope my tripod don't fall over. All right, let me kind of back that out a little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. This is one of those spring mix containers. In case you were wondering what that was, I had put dirt in there and put the potatoes on top and shut that, and it was just like a little greenhouse, and then they started rooting and growing. Then I had to take the top off and let the tops grow up. But these things, look at all those roots they put in there. Someone had to kind of break this apart and you know, then get them down in the dirt. I guess probably the best way to do that is just kind of push it around a little bit. Kind of, ooh, excuse me. But anyway, just kind of loosen these up root-wise. Kind of, see, that one kind of fell down in there. Oh, get out of the way. Oh my gosh, dogs. What are y'all doing? Y'all gotta get your noses into everything, don't you? Move. Come on, God. Come on, move. Come on, get off my stuff. Get off my stuff. I'm gonna get angry. Go. 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 Dang it. But anyway, these are all going in the dirt. All right. Puppies just want to help. I know it. But they don't need to just get in my way and like just totally mess with everything. All right, here we go. Good. Just kind of shaking that dirt off, kind of dividing them out here. All right. Let's see what you end up with. After you get it done, you get the potato and the tops and the root. And that'll be one separate planting. You know, even if they come off of the potato, right? They still got roots, right? So that'll be another planting. So end up putting all these out and about out here, and just letting them grow. Even these little ones like this will make good potatoes. Just got to get them all divided out. All right. Our dogs they're still puppies, but we'll get them trained before long. Oh, no, don't. Leave my stuff alone, okay? Leave my stuff alone. Come on, leave my stuff alone. You too, leave it alone. Leave it alone, okay? There you go. Leave it alone. Go back up there. Go back up there. Go back up there. Okay, I'm back. Had to go deal with some dogs. Ended up taking like a 45-minute break from this. So I need to get busy. I need to get this done. Otherwise it's going to be dark in here in 30 minutes. And I won't get it done. Then they'll just be left laying around. So Let me see what I can do here. Try to stay out of poison ivy if I can. Alright. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to adjust my tripod. Otherwise it'll fall over. I'm just going to go stick those in the dirt. Not sure if you saw that very well, but if you notice, that's the tip of one, that's the tip of another, and then those right there. I'm laying them down on their sides, kind of like they are here, so that they can actually, the stems can actually put out runners and roots, and you know, that way the whole plant can do things. Can actually, because I don't know if you know how potatoes work, but sure, you got these that are running off of the actual potato, the eyes and the shoots, but if this is in the ground, it will send out shoots off of it as well and make potatoes. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to get busy at it.